The Unbookables. It's like getting the cast of Different Strokes together for a reunion.
Yeah.
It's just gonna.
You're like the Willis of the group. It's like,
Yeah.
you're the last person we actually thought would still be alive, but it turns out everybody else died.
What's up, coronavirus, Andy?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that face mask is going to interfere with the sound.
Yeah, it might. All right. I guess I'm in a safe area now.
What were you navigating the overpopulated halls of your Airbnb home?
I just had to walk through the common area of the house. Yeah, no, I'm actually shit. I have the coronavirus. I'm just trying to keep it in.
Draw more people close to you.
You don't want to lose that shit.
Yeah. No, it's a fucking it's an inadvertent angel of death on your shoulder.
I've had this upper respiratory shit in my chest for going on a month now, and I wasn't worried about it at all. But now I'm starting to think it might. I might have the coronavirus myself.
Yeah, I've had that a bunch. I've been coughing up green for about 2 years, but it's like now all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is it.
This is it.
Finally, yeah. I had it all along. I was an incubator.
Yeah.
Forgot to put food out for the squirrel and the blue jays.
No.
To create bedlam.
All
right.
So we got Chaille in a few minutes.
He's going to try to find a spot to pull over.
We did have I thought about that. We had a guest up there in our place there for 4 days, and I could only hear him cough about, once every couple hours. He didn't make a peep, didn't walk around. He was like a shaved head government guy. I was like,
he's installing the cameras and the listening devices.
I was like, what's this, But he didn't make he didn't make any noise at all, not even, which is way more unnerving to have that than John Mink banging around.
That's just good training, Andy. That's all that is.
No, John Mink you could hear coming a mile away. This guy could have slit my throat while I'm watching TV or something. I wouldn't have heard him enter the room.
We've got a Airbnb booked for the when I go watch you guys' Unbookable show. Jenny and I are going to go. And we've got an Airbnb booked, and it says right on there, we have noise monitors installed in the space. I guess it's just like right outside. It's a guest house outside their house. And it says we have noise monitors, and it says it's not listening devices. We're not listening to you, but if the decibel reaches over a certain amount, it'll automatically ring security. I was like, God damn, you guys must have some dicks coming to your Airbnbs.
Yeah,
you should definitely throw in some buzzwords into your conversation to see if you get a reaction, see if they are really listening.
Yeah.
Oh, the last place I stayed was hosted by Molly, and then just leave that hanging there, like you know Molly,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Molly didn't have noise restrictions at all.
Well, when our Airbnb rating is pretty goddamn good, considering usually I'm hanging out with you guys, so we're not even there. We just show up there in the early morning hours to pass out for about 4 hours and then we leave again. So people are like, yeah, they're fucking great guests. They were barely there.
Couldn't be better.
I would think I got a pretty good review at the youth hostel in Vegas.
Yeah, except for the
you were there to drop off your bag.
Yeah, the dude who showed up and goes, "Yeah, I'm Andy Andrist," and stayed there and caused all kinds of trouble, though. He fucking ruined your whole review.
The Vegas rape stabber. Or stab raper.
I thought it was the stab raper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to convince people in court that isn't you, Andy. That
Yeah.
he's checked in under your name. You know?
I gotta like when there's a weird crime in Eugene, I always feel like I should like when people check in after a disaster. Guy runs naked down the street, tries to steal a cop car. It's I'm checking in safe. I'm at home.
What wasn't me?
I'm out of Ambien, and it wasn't me. I had back in the when I was in college, of course, back in the day, they didn't have cameras on all angles. And the night I got kicked out of the dorms or reassigned to a different dorm or whatever it was, and I read the incident report on everything, and I couldn't figure out why my hand was all busted up. I read the incident report and there was no clues in there. Like I pulled a like a hand towel thing, the dispenser off of the wall, and there was an RA in there, and he told me not, to stop what I was doing, and then that just encouraged me to, and then I ripped it off the wall and chucked it in he said in general direction, because I don't think but I couldn't figure out why my hand was fucked up, and then I walked down past the desk and everything, and there was the big door to leave. One of those had wire on glass, and there was it was all spider webbed, and then I went, oh fuck! It was like Cinderella's slipper perfectly in the fist hole. I was pretty sure that explained the hand, but it was like not written up. So I was like, I guess I walked away for a bit.
Yeah. It's been a night when you're looking at the charges against you for clues as to what you did, not in a way to try to get out of it.
Right. Yeah. It's like, it's like nice to have a written account of blackout drunk, though. Like, approximately 9:15, I found him vomiting in the bathroom. 9:20, he's prying the towel. It all made logical sense. Like maybe there were towels in the thing, or paper towels in it, though. Like I asked about that. I was asking like that would justify it. It's like were there towels in it?
Well, I needed to dry my hands. I can't get towels.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, I didn't read the contract. I just moved in here, but I'm pretty sure if there's no towels in that thing. Yeah, that was a nightmare. I was I think I was 21. I transferred from community college because I finally figured out how to work the financial aid system. And I went to a college. I lived in the dorm for the first thing, and I signed a whole year contract for the dorm, and I got kicked. I mean, they wanted to kick me out almost immediately. Of course I'll buy beer, Hey, we're all basically freshmen in credits, I don't care what my ID says. I'm a freshman like you guys. I pretty much didn't like having me there. And then when I got kicked out, they wanted to send me up in the, they reassigned me to the dorm that was all foreigners, which probably, back then I looked at it like, fuck no, I'm not going up there. I could have made some connections that would, drug connections for life in there, but I chose not to. I opted out, and I went and met the head of housing, and he used terms like, you want to play hardball, and you want to go, and shit like that. But what his thing was I couldn't move because I signed a contract, but I was going to get reassigned, and I opted out of that. But he said I couldn't. I was going to have to pay several $1,000s. And or go to rehab, and like neither of those.
Rehab.
Yeah, and I found out later that guy made money on the rehab, so his goal was to get me to rehab. But somehow during the hardball talk and whatever, and it got pretty heated on both ends. I might have been a freshman, but I had I was ready to fight like an adult, and I forget his name, but he said, and then somehow I ended up with my contract, like my signed contract. I didn't deliberately grab it. It was just one of my absentee fucking whoops. moments like I don't know how it happened, but I was walking away from the place and I realized I had my signed contract. I think he pulled it out to show me that I signed it. And so I ended up with it. And then I went back later. I went to a bar, Omar's Bar in Ashland, and got suitably drunk for a guy who, was basically facing homelessness.
There's time to deal with the homeless problem.
Yeah,
later.
So I went back and I didn't have a
guy
meeting.
is not shit-faced drunk anyway. I mean, that's how you start off, isn't it?
Yeah. So I got drunk. I mean, I basically didn't go to class a lot because you get your check at the beginning of the term.
That seems like a mistake.
Yeah. Pay me as I go or something. Don't give me fucking lump sum. I have some fucking problems with alcohol and drugs.
They need to pay you like Tribble did for the Tribble runs, where you play 6 shows, but you don't get any of the money till the last night.
And then you got to write 3 angry letters.
You got to hump it to fucking Eastern Montana to get your $275 for the week.
Yeah.
Dude, I like the idea. I like the idea of somebody. I mean, I went to college. I was still 17, and my parents took me off and dropped me off at the dorms. I can't imagine, like, they drop me off and I meet my roommate and it's fucking 21-year-old Andy Hendricks. Like, Jesus Christ.
The guy who
my parents would have been like, you know what, just get back in the car.
The guy who was my roommate, and he's like I guess in his fashion and lifestyle was influenced by Oingo Boingo. Who's kind of that Oingo Boingo guy. And,
new wave.
Pretty straight laced. Yeah. So he didn't. Well, what happened though is I got drunk and then I walked back up for an impromptu afternoon meeting with the guy who knew he was just gonna find me or send me to rehab. Those were the two choices.
The head of housing.
Yeah, the head of housing. The head of the fucking thing. And so I went up there and asked him, I demanded to see the contract, that I needed a photocopy of it so I could read everything. And he could not. And then I go, and then I use terms like hardball and 4th down and, out of options. and then I went down to the cafeteria because I had my food card or whatever the fuck it was. And it was like Belushi and Animal House at the cafeteria. I just loaded up my tray with so much fruit there was no way I could eat it. I had to step on some of it. Took all their M&Ms and everything, and I had like $300 to spend on lunch. So, and then I moved into a house with a bunch of other people who got kicked out of the dorms, and then kind of regrouped.
Yeah,
I think that's
and
how
you lasted at. Yeah. How much longer were you at that school?
I did a year there, and then I got kicked out of the whole thing.
You make it sound like prison.
Well,
contract.
I kicked out. I mean, they just they I had to make a plea, and I was like, I realized like it was like Shawshank Redemption. I was red, sitting there for the hearing, and I realized, I'm not going to get this fucking financial aid from them with this bullshit. Listen, Sonny, you want to take my financial aid? You take it. And they did. They took it. No financial aid, no student. I showed those motherfuckers.
No Andy.
Yeah, I don't need you. You think I need a degree to get into future vodcasting?
I didn't go to community college until I was a lot older, but like Erickson, when I was 17, my parents did drop me off, except for they dropped me off at the local Burger King so that I could wait for a bus to take me to Phoenix, where I would catch my actual bus that was taking me to Kentucky to join the Army.
Man,
basic training. I was 17 years old.
You took it down a notch.
God,
you had to take a bus to community college.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was horrible.
I drove an uninsured car to my community college.
Unlike you, I did not have the signed contract for the military, and I had to stay the entire 3 years. One time though, I did. One time I did buy a hot tub, for like $4,000 that I didn't have, and they were gonna deliver it, and they delivered it, and then they started calling me, going, "Hey, I really need your signature on this paperwork." And I go, "Well, I didn't sign the paperwork." And they're like, "No." I go, "Wow, you should probably just come get this hot tub then." And, no, we're not. You're pay for the hot tub, you know. And I was like, "No, I'm not. If I didn't sign shit, I'm not."
Yeah.
So I argued with them for about 2 weeks before they came and picked up their hot tub.
Yeah, you realize that they're not going to come repossess certain items. And,
yeah, I just rented it for free for a while.
Uh-huh. I had a Fisher stereo that they threatened to come and get. Like, bring it on, man! I'm willing to fight for this Fisher stereo, but I ain't paying for it.
I once bought a $2,000 Kirby vacuum from fucking door-to-door vacuum salesman, and immediately had
wait, what? Back to that story up.
Are you telling me
a Kirby vacuum salesman with the balls to knock on your door and actually succeed in selling you a new vacuum? That motherfucker is the salesman of the year.
Well, he did pretty good, and he caught me at a vulnerable time. I had just had my daughter, and he's like, "Oh, does your daughter crawl around in this area?"
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Yeah." And then they do that thing. They go, "Look at all the shit that I just pulled out of there." I'm like, "Oh, fuck." But the joke was on them because I had no intention of. I was just gonna use it until they came and got it. Like, I already knew how it worked. So
I learned from the hot tub not to sign anything.
Actually, I learned from that one. That's how I knew the hot tub would work. Yeah, but I learned that they don't come and get Kirby vacuum cleaners. Even if you don't ever pay one payment, you just get to keep it for your whole life.
Wow. This is valuable information.
Yeah,
it's like it's like somebody who runs out of a store that they stole the fucking, boxes.
That's good to know for a future business in illegal abortions when they come back into style.
It's a good vacuum. Kirby. It's a good one. I will say you do have to put up with a lot of phone calls. You have to ignore a lot of phone calls, and it's probably bad on your credit, but I don't care. Your credit gets better every couple of years, no matter how bad it is. They don't give a fuck.
Remember getting credit the first time where it just seemed like a dumb scam? It was like that. I get 12 disc for a penny, or 12.
Columbia House.
I got a credit card with a $500 limit on it, and then my friends would go over and drink at this bar, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll buy this round." Like, oh yeah, I got this free money tab here. Long Island iced teas, everybody.
I was 17 when I joined the military, and the first thing that started happening is I got 3 credit cards pre-approved in the mail, like already issued. Like, here you go spend that, motherfucker. Most of it was same as you on booze.
Yeah, they do that to college kids right away. You can fill out a thing and get credit cards. Like, you can get, fucking drugs and a credit card.
Dude, I was so poor, I didn't even know what money was really, not let alone fucking credit. I had no idea what credit was. Nobody in my family had credit. We just barely had money.
Yeah, imagine how I felt when I got to community college and they wouldn't take free lunch tickets. Like, what? Are you kidding me?
You got a roll of them in your pocket.
Do you know who I am? I've been getting free lunches since kindergarten.
My mom was real self-conscious about her standing in the community for some reason. So we never had food stamps, or she never did sign me up for free lunch. I just had to pretend I wasn't hungry all the time. It was shitty.
That's what happened. You got past that. Now,
up
to that hungry little child.
Yeah, that's you might have hit on something right there.
That's where all the rage comes from. That's the initial fucking fire in there.
You're not punching in somebody's face. You're trying to fill that belly of that child.
I've been hungry my whole life.
Well, that's what the fucking the generation that had to go through the Depression is like the food obsessed people. They're almost dead. We're almost done with the Great Depression. Well, that's why Pie has to get some better PR because they lost a lot of vocal supporters. the pie industry.
Pie industry. I'm finally starting to look. I was reading this morning about this coronavirus, and it was talking about how the numbers just keep going up pretty fast. And I guess they have in other viruses before too. But I'm really starting to be hopeful that this one will take a lot of these, especially these old people.
I feel like it's
a lot of them.
I feel like them.
That's
the
old people.
ones. And as my brother pointed out, it's going to wreak havoc in the homeless communities. It's like, oh yeah, I guess they sleep on the sidewalk. They're kind of cold,
a little vulnerable.
Yeah.
Immunity systems are a bit challenged. Sometimes they're drinking a little much. Yeah. So
that'll make
Erickson, here's my plan. I'm not running for any office, but I say when all the old people in the nursing home die, let's take the survivors of the homeless community, and there won't be many, and we'll let them live there in the nursing home.
So we need to create housing for the homeless by clearing out the nursing homes and making them spots.
Well, I'm not saying we need
the ones
to.
that survive.
I'm saying that's what the worst case scenario is. We lose, a couple. We lose some chain smokers. We lose all the old people. And then, then the young people don't have to worry about voting as much. It's old people. It's
I thought it just meant that the young people's vote would finally matter because it's the old people fucking the system all up.
Yeah, it still won't, but it'd be closer.
Yeah,
it must. Yeah, I don't get how old people can. I mean, old people don't have to stand in line for 8 hours. That's for sure. They'd be fucking complaining. It would be too hot or too cold. They just wouldn't do it.
They did the mail-in ballots for that.
Yeah. I think there should be a rule: if you shit in your pants, your vote doesn't count.
That takes us out too.
Let me wait. I don't want to.
I'm too apathetic to vote. I'm too lazy to do mail-in votes.
Let me say at least twice a week on that shitting, because I don't want to eliminate.
Let's make it 3, just to be safe. Let's make it 3.
Right.
3 is a pattern. 3 is definitely a pattern.
And sometimes if you shit your pants, but if you're not wearing pants, you're just shitting.
Well, technically that doesn't count then. It's just fine.
Well, I'd call that shit in the bed most of the time when that happens, and that's worse than the shit in your pants. Like, I should have worn underwear. Why didn't I wear underwear?
That's
that fart, and I should have worn underwear.
That's the kind of wet dream nobody wants to hear. What you were? Were you thinking of me? Yeah, I think I was kind of thinking of you when I shit myself.
And my partner.
I had a cocky wet dream. That's the wrong term there.
Since Chaille can just duck out, I didn't know we were allowed to just duck out for a little bit. I'm gonna go make me a drink real quick. Carry on, I'll be right back.
By the way, Inman got a hold of me and he goes, "I want to be on your podcast to promote."
Yeah, I know.
That was like Star Trek almost. Like Chad faded out and Chaille faded in.
I know. I know, it's pretty amazing.
Did you see Chad going by you?
Did they limit us to three feeds now?
No.
It's
like when
one
you
of
popped
those,
up, Chad went away.
Yeah, Chad walked away when you popped in, but it's like one of those improv games where one guy's standing up and one guy's sitting down and one guy's like leaning forward or whatever. And when one changes, the other two have to take the other spot. So as soon as Chad gets back, I'll get up and walk out.
But I was just mentioning you because Inman got a hold of me, and I got to program his name in my phone because I answered it again, and it's like, oh hey James, and yeah, let's catch up. But he was like, I want to get on. What's the deal? What's the process of getting on your podcast? We need to start promoting the show out there in LA, and he wants to be on because he's the #1 guest on Stanhope's podcast, so it makes sense.
That's not true. I mean, I have a little insight into that statistics.
He's the number one guest, like Biden's the number one choice of the Democrats.
Yeah.
You know, it just feels a little fucking phony, like not quite real.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, he's been he hit me up too. We'll just slow roll him till it
Yeah, that's what I
happen.
Oh, but here's where I fucked up is that he goes, I don't think I have Chaille's correct number. And I go, well, send me what you have. And then I sent a message to you guys, I thought, but it actually was sent to James, where I was like, hey, Inman's bugging me about getting Chaille's.
Oh no.
You sent that to Inman?
It was a pretty tactful message. I sent him a thing going about 2 hours later when I realized the mistake said, oh, hey, James, I sent you the CC of the message I sent everyone.
The CC.
But he does not have your correct number, Craig.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. That's funny.
Chaille's pretending to be frozen.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I have two Ericssons. There we go. One Shank, one Ericsson. Yeah. He's frozen up in real time.
Yeah.
That's just because Stanhope's given him an old-fashioned.
She probably went to get the podcast viewer numbers.
Analytics.
See where Inman actually ranks number one.
Yeah.
I liked whoever's idea it was that we do the podcast in LA and have on everybody to fill in Chaille the fourth slot just one at a time.
Don't yeah. That's
a good idea.
Don't say that though.
No, that's all I'm saying. I like that idea.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I can't believe James put it together. The Unbookables, it's like getting the cast of different Strokes together for a reunion.
Yeah.
It's just gonna.
You're like the Willis of the group. It's like
you're
the last person we actually thought would still be alive, but it turns out everybody else died.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's Inman doesn't know he's dead. He's the one who's still.
This is his purgatory, just walking around in an endless Unbookables promotion that's not working.
Yeah. we talked about heaven last week, that heaven was a pedophile, a pedophile hotbed. Well, hell is just an Unbookables reunion show that never quite comes together. This one, everything lined up, James. And you got a question now. There's a fucking deadly virus floating around that's gonna screech travel to a halt. It's not a coincidence.
That might be the universe just correcting mistakes.
Right. We'll get into the parking lot and frogs will start falling out of the Yeah, we're gonna go in and do a good show. It'll be fine. Oh, where did the river of blood come from?
Open with that. It'll seem topical.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought I put nuts out earlier because the squirrel was here. The squirrel gets here a couple hours early and demanded a handout, and then it was a bunch of blue jays and the squirrel was fighting them off and shit. So I put a little pile here. Nothing.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, they don't want to be on the podcast, I guess. Well, we tried. I tried
to get you on, James.
I tried to get you on. I see James down there. Oh, that's what happened. Is I just got tired of after the fiasco started. Then I just threw a handful of them over the rail, and that's where they are.
But you've turned it into a blood sport, so.
Well, tomorrow, if the turkeys would show up, then it would be a real fucking shit show. I can't imagine what blue jays, turkeys, and squirrels going at it would sound like, but.
Blue jays and turkeys and squirrels. Oh my!
Yeah, I've heard elephant seals fucking is one of those memorable nature sounds. You've heard that, right? Yeah. It sounds like two hogs in the Midwest having marital sex.
Oh, I've definitely heard that.
Yeah, I knew it. You've heard both. Yeah. Like if Art Hinty was a real person and got real pussy, that's what it would sound like, an elephant seal burping and fucking and shitting, whatever they fucking. I don't know if I've ever heard of an elephant seal come, but you couldn't hear it in that burp fart mixture.
How can you tell when an elephant seal's actually fucking? Isn't there just their locomotion moving by another elephant seal look like they're fucking?
Yeah, that's some shit though. I mean, yeah, if you ever see that, you just got to stop and go, oh man, this is it.
I saw the other day like a video of one of those elephant seals raping a penguin, and they said that it's happened a few times.
I hope they have. God, wow,
it's a real violent video.
No hands either.
Yeah,
no hands. How does that happen?
Are you announcing a new species?
Well, I was kind of wondering how you guys thought about it, because how did they know it's rape? Did they ask the seal if the seal, both of them, if there was consent? They're not even people. How do you don't know?
Blue dolphin.
Sure, it looks like he's raping him. He's 9 times his size.
Well, that's what they always say when somebody's caught having sex with a horse, that it's rape or whatever. It's like, come on, it's bestiality.
There's some courting. There's some courting that has to go on, or you're gonna get kicked. I mean, let's be fair.
Yeah.
Well, the horse would probably rather be fucked than ridden around all day.
Well,
at least the fucking comes to an end.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Chad, did you kind of just say nay means no?
Oh, no.
That's worse than a Chris Rock impression.
Welcome, Chaille.
Well, a lot of times the horse sex, from this is what I've gathered, is like
never start a statement with a lot of times the horse sex.
This is hypothetical. I don't need to say that, right? But I'm gonna say it.
Horseplay. I wonder if that's what they mean. I wonder if that's what they mean. And they just had to put it up there on every pool rules. It was like somebody took their horse to the Ramada Inn and sucked its dick.
The pool.
Because I think everything's covered in the rules, but they put horseplay and it's vague. Snapping a towel. This guy, it was a Kiwanis convention. We don't even know why they had a horse there. I think they stole it from the Wills Fargo parade, and
it might have been a Shetland pony, which is, I think, fucking horsephilia. What would you call that?
That's a pet. It's a pet. It would be pedophilia.
Pedophilia.
Well, I'm sure there's probably groups within. There's probably individual niche markets.
Yeah, solid, Chaille. Solid.
Get back on the road. It was good having you.
Yeah.
I hit my limit early.
Stanhope doesn't want any bestiality talk going on in the van. Too close to home.
He's flying to all the gigs.
Oh, he is?
He's tempting the coronavirus. We're driving.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I did the same thing. I got real close to the ladies at Costco talking. Usually I just grab the snack and leave. I'm usually like a seagull, but it's like.
They got to start putting up little
grab a
fishing
couple
line,
and they don't even see it.
Traps around the samples so that Andy doesn't swoop in and grab too many.
A mismatch of monofilament all over the.
Yeah.
Right down to the screeching as he just grabs the snack and runs down the aisle.
That's really interesting, Elaine. Tell me more about the salmon spread and where can I find it again? I'm a little hard of hearing, honey. Oh, yeah. It's the cool thing about coronavirus is we all may have it already.
Dare to dream.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm cool with it. I mean, fuck it. I don't want to. I really don't. I mean, you can avoid the election season and all of it, but you're still going to see enough of it through sound bites or whatever. So, I mean, like, Yeah, I could go. I could check out. I mean, shit.
Well,
Yeah.
It makes the merch booth very interesting.
Well, it would definitely open
yeah,
up.
right.
It would open up
Heading
more options
towards
in the
Seattle.
Airbnb here.
Oh yeah, right.
has there been a moratorium on handshakes on the road, Chaille?
Well, I am. Last night was the first night, and I went in thinking, is that tickle? Is that something? Am I allergic to something? Did I not? Should I take a Benadryl? Do I have the corona? Every little thing, and then you go to the merch booth, and you're like, what are you doing? You're shaking everyone's hand. You're saying, hey, and like, what are you gonna do? Stop living? You can't let the virus win.
We always knew Doug Stanhope fans were going to kill him eventually. This is just end of time scenario.
No one gets the full credit.
You got a lot of guys that live with their moms, their elderly mothers.
Yeah.
Sometimes they drag out their elderly mother. Doug likes to kiss on the mouth.
Yeah.
It's the perfect storm, really. That's why Chaille's driving.
And unfortunately for Doug, it doesn't even get to be a cool Mark David Chapman, somebody shot him or stabbed him sort of story. It's going to be 1,000 different people giving him a little bit of sickness until he dies. So he's got to do 1,000. Yeah, he's got to do 1,000 shows to get it.
My pledge to you and everybody is if I know I have the virus, I'm headed to Florida. I'm going to Mar-a-Lago. I'm going to apply for membership. I'm going to get on the golf course. I'm going to grab onto people and get to know them.
Be friendly.
I'm going to put a mega hat on and mad dash it and say, I love you. I love you, Mr. President. And then he'd probably go, wow, I like this guy. Let him in.
Yeah.
I like this crazy fuck.
Give him a cabinet position.
Hey, don't arrest me. I killed kids over in Iraq. Wait, let's hear him out. Hero. I murdered a family. I'm a hero. Okay. It was a family of Blue Jays, and I murdered them by... No, my cat
by
did.
pitting them against the squirrels.
Well, Mr. Squishle's back
a battle
in the day.
they could never win.
Yeah, Mr. Squishle's murdered a family of Blue Jays back in the day, and I let it happen. I let it happen because, like, boys will be boys.
Well, yeah, that's the reason I don't feed the birds here where I am, is because I thought it was a dick move to do while I have cats.
Yeah.
So because this is like one of the birding capital of the fucking country or something to some parts of the year. We have all the hummingbirds. When the birds fly south, this is where they all hang out.
It's a way station because of the some of the areas actually still have water, but that's slowly going away.
No.
It's a migratory path.
So I always felt bad because I'm not going to feed them if I have cats that are going to eat them. Which the cats eat them anyway because they come in here. One time though, I had my cat brought in a rabbit, and I walked out and the cat's like just sitting there eating a big hole in the side of this rabbit, and I was like, "Oh, dude, you're a dick." And then the rabbit lifted its head and turned and looked at me, and I was like, "Oh, dude, you're a dick.
Oh, no.
That motherfucker is 100% alive." I had to. It was brutal what I had to do next. But I didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
So
I played God.
The rabbit.
I played God once with my cat had a pretty good sized robin that had died or was dying. It was like, going in. I rescued it, and it was fucked up though. And then I had a rubber mallet. This was before I ever watched Dexter. And I had a rubber mallet. Like I didn't want to see it suffer, so I mashed it with the mallet and it splattered all over my fucking face.
Wait a minute. What would Dexter have shown you to do differently?
Well, I mean, at least I would have understood about blood splatter. I'd never murdered anything intentionally at that point in my life.
You're an angel of mercy, Andy.
Yeah, I say intentionally because I wasn't much of a driver and I was very inattentive to direction. So, that's not murder. That's manslaughter, probably.
Bird
plead down.
Yeah, I didn't really understand the concept of four-way stops.
Yeah, what part of that was throwing you?
Neither do deer. So I mean, I don't understand if that's how that's gonna matter in this.
Right.
Andy, do
I've
you want
looked
your
at-
attorney here?
I understood those,
talking
but
about?
there's one in Drain, Oregon that it wasn't a 4-way, it was a 3-way, and that's the one I blasted through, and I definitely caused a couple of accidents in there because you just go on through, and then there's two cars going the other facing each other or going against each other, and then you just zip through them, so it's kind of
Like Keystone Cops or Harold
yeah,
Lloyd.
like it took. I don't know how many times it was like when Chad pointed out that my jaywalking might endanger other people because they follow. It's like I would blast through Drain all the time because you want to get in front of the chip trucks or whatever. So you blast through there, and then years later I realized, oh, I'm supposed to stop here. And then I was like, I realized, I thought it was just a lively town because there was always honking when I'd go through there. Turns
You're
out,
just waving to everybody. Right?
yeah. Sorry, Drain. Drain, Oregon. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's funny.
I couldn't be sorrier, Drain. My thoughts and prayers and shit. Let's just try to move on. Statute of limitations and all.
Good idea.
You can't sue me. I ain't
Everybody
got it.
made it through. Oh shit!
All right. Did we lose? No?
The other experience I had once was pretty funny with a rabbit that story made me think of. I was riding my motorcycle, doing about 35 down the road, and a rabbit jumped out at me and hit me right in the knee. Hurt like a motherfucker, but it killed the rabbit, and that rabbit landed in my lap. But it all happened in such a split second that I almost wrecked my motorcycle. But I ended up just grabbing the rabbit, screaming like a fucking girl at the and just fucking threw the rabbit.
Wait, who was screaming? You or the rabbit?
The rabbit was cold dead. My daughter was on the back with me. She didn't know what the fuck happened. It all happened too fast.
I'm pretty sure you just told the greatest Easter story ever told. Holy shit, that would be a great cartoon. We could sell it to the Jehovah's Witness religion. He goes, what can we do to really queer kids on Easter? How about one of them tries to take Chad Schenk off a bike?
The real story.
Sorry, kids.
Fuck bugs.
Dude, I'm still frightened by that cat eating a fucking rabbit and the rabbit lifting its head up and looking at you. Story.
Dude, it was scary.
That would have stopped me cold.
I just said when he was saying that, I just thought of the Flintstones when you open up the underneath the sink and the garbage disposal pig or whatever looks over and goes, "It's a living."
Yeah. Right. I pictured the rabbit saying to me, "Are you going to do something about this?" But there was only one thing I could do, and that was crush his head. But it was sad because I was like, "You could at least kill the animals you catch before you start eating them, cat. That's a dick move, man. Who does that?"
Tell me.
Rabbit wanted to know why you just don't feed your pets.
He drags them over and eats them next to his food bowl. He had a bowl of food. He's just a hunter. That's what they do. They're cats.
You guys should get on a schedule. Put it on the refrigerator down low so you know when to feed the cat and when he's going to go do his own hunting.
Inman.
Like a chore chart.
Inman. We may have Inman. Well, you know what? That fucking Inman caused me some real problems. I looked out on the deck and my hat, I have it out here, was being eaten. He's chewing a hole in it. He fucked up this blanket and he takes the nuts I give him out of the generosity of my own heart. And he digs up my planter boxes where I plant nice nasturtiums and pansies and such.
Nasturtiums?
I don't know about that one.
Pansies, I'm pretty sure.
Pansies. Yeah, I don't know the names of many flowers. Nasturtiums, I think that's.
He's planting the nuts in your flower.
Oh yeah, he's digging up my fucking. He killed a pansy and then he planted a peanut, and I was like, dude, I'm giving you peanuts,
You have a supply.
Yeah,
Well,
you don't have nasturtiums.
Don't you just give up growing flowers and grow peanuts?
And he doesn't realize that you can actually eat the pansy. I mean, I don't mind you digging it up, but go ahead and take it. It's like a salad topping. You'll learn that someday. Out of food. Uh-oh, everybody's freezing up.
Yeah.
You have a picture
That's
for
bad.
Chaille?
No.
I had to switch to my phone.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We left Boise and left later than I thought, but we got a long drive, and Tracy doesn't like to drive in city, so I thought I'd get out on the road, and then we'd switch, and then by the time it was time to get on the call, I sent you the picture. There's nothing. It's just straight shot. I mean, eventually there's off ramps and stuff. So I got to a rest stop here, and even the Wi-Fi in the car is not working. So I still have a signal, and that's why I don't know what I'm seeing. I can only see Chad and Andy.
Yeah,
we don't see you, but we can hear you well.
I don't.
Yeah.
That Ericsson's the hottest one. You know, it's like the boy band.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now,
that's sad.
I can't even think of a who would be considered. Fuck, man. Oh, obviously Justin Timberlake.
Probably a Jordan.
Yeah.
And now that's fucked up, Andy, because now I'm not ever gonna be able to not look at this screen and think of us as a fucking boy band from now on. It just looks fucking ridiculous.
We all look like the sleazy producers of a boy band, but
everybody has it's because everybody has their different look, like a boy band. Like we have Shank, the gruff one, and we have Andy, the fucking tracksuit, and we have fucking
sporty Andy,
handsome fucking Erickson, and fucking wacky-haired Chaille. Like we.
I'm a tech guy. I'll get us in there.
I think we got 3 scaries and a spice. I don't want to out myself.
Oh my God. You forever ruined my view of all of you guys now.
Yeah, no direction. That would be the name.
How about out of sync? or as I like to do is pee in the sink.
Pee in the sink.
The old guys on the block.
Yeah, we got one for each band. 102 degrees. No, that's just coronavirus.
It's going to be a short reunion tour.
I think that's why the Bee Gees were not considered a boy band, is they kicked the cute one out. And and Andy, or he was just doing more blow than the other brothers. So they're like, you need to do a solo act, dude. We ain't buying this shit for you.
Hey, what were the other names? The guys in the Bee Gees. It was, I remember Barry, but we were fucking trying to remember the names of the other dudes. Everyone remembers Andy, yeah, but he wasn't in the Bee Gees. I remember Barry, and then they had the guy with the beard.
Maurice.
Maurice.
No, Maurice was the cool one with the chest hair, and then what was the Donnie of the group?
But it was Maurice and Barry, and who else? There's the third one.
Robin.
Yeah, Maurice was the ugly. He was the Oliver Brady or whatever.
Yeah, but he was the talented one, right?
Is he the one that's alive? There's only one alive, right? Aren't we down to a G?
All the bees are gone.
Yeah.
The surviving G is a new band. All the high notes, less coke. I remember back in the day at a Red Lion and seeing there was a Jan and Dean were playing the next night. And I was checking out, and Jan and Dean were checking in. It wasn't Jan; it was the one who survived, the one who was in a crash or whatever. He was all fucked up, sitting there at a Red Lion, and I was like, "Oh man, there's that dude from." I think he wrote like Dead Man's Curve.
Wait a minute, you recognized one half of a duo from the late 50s?
Only because his
Red Lion.
Only
Was it
because
on stage or
his head,
next to a poster?
no, he was sitting like he was dying in a chair, and I was giving my room key back, whatever, and I could tell he looked like a guy who did the Red Lion gig. I mean,
yeah, game recognizes game.
Yeah. Yeah, he could have warned me about drinking and driving, but
he chose to stay silent, the asshole.
he let his heart do the talking.
Yeah, I saw Don McLean checking into one of those hotel kind of gigs like that up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and then the other comic, because he was playing the big theater, and we were in just like the little lounge area, and
is that the UP?
Yeah, the Youpers.
Yeah.
So and then whatever comic I was working with was a guitar act, and his big closer was a song where he did a parody of American Pie, and I was like, oh man, this would like I had this vision of how I wanted to have him like singing this American Pie. Do you ride the book, whatever, and seeing like Don McLean like through the doorway out in the casino area, like walking by with a bucket of nickels and hearing his song coming from the fucking lounge and being like, wait a minute, turning like, what the fuck is it? And then like he shuffles in there with his bucket of money and clocks him over the head with it. Never happened, but I willed it to.
Yeah, I feel like Leonard Skinner's, they're checking a few members out. Probably, I don't even know if Freebird would even get radio play if it didn't,
There wasn't a memorial.
Yeah, it's kind of a, sad memorial written by, kind of like Warren Zevon's Knocking on Heaven's Door. No, it wasn't his song, but his cover of it while he had the death prattle. It's pretty touching.
Yeah.
That's what we can all go. We're all going to go out like Warren Zevon once this virus takes off. The CDC has warned us you're not even supposed to toss anyone's salad right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Things have gotten serious.
I know. Yeah. You're supposed to put
like
two
you're on
rubbers
David
on.
Letterman.
Yeah, one for her mouth now. Wash your hands and sing happy birthday while you're getting your dick sucked. While washing your hands.
I can't even get through happy birthday twice.
That's the stupidest shit ever.
I finish.
Yeah, it's reached the point now. I finish just whenever people sing happy birthday at a birthday party.
It's a perfect indictment of our whole society that we're so fucked that we don't even know how to wash our hands for 20 seconds. And to get people to do it, you got to give them a stupid little song to sing to themselves, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to concentrate for that long. Yeah. Like, of course the virus is going to kill us. Good. It should.
It's like throwing a toothbrush to a Kentucky kid, and then that's it.
Just stares at it.
Yeah. What the, he might become an anthropologist or something, but he won't have no teeth. Look what I found in the backyard, Ma. Scrubbing little circles. There are ways to brush that are like, I didn't know. I was like fucking grinding gums up with how I get stiff toothbrushes and like some cartoon shit. And there's actually, the dental hygienist pointed out a lot of shit I didn't understand. Back up. You said gum what? Gum line. Huh. No. Now I did a gummer at community college.
I did one right before I came in here.
Every time I go to the dentist, see, I have anecdotal evidence that the whole toothbrushing industry is a fraud, and they're just trying to get you to wear your shit down faster. Because every time I go in there, they're like, "You have the best dentition of anybody that we've seen in here. You floss, don't you? You floss your teeth, don't you?" And I'm like, I brush my teeth like about every third day, probably. I try to remember every day, but then I usually forget, or I just don't care. Apathy is a huge thing. I mean,
podcast days.
I didn't take podcast day. I'll brush my teeth and take a shower. I like.
I can't. I don't know a dentist or anyone to anecdotally ask this, but I think I've always theorized that a woman with some pubic hair, and if you eat a woman with pubic hair on a regular, that is nature's way of flossing.
Yeah.
Like them wiry hairs.
Eventually, you'll get one in between each gap of your teeth.
Yeah, you pull it out, and then you find a little bit of food particles on it.
Oh, there's that popcorn.
I hope that's
I don't know what I'm talking. See, I don't know what I'm talking about.
You do run the risk of the
Yeah.
the back of the throat.
Michael Douglas, has great teeth,
but he's got HPV.
Well, didn't he? Yeah, didn't he claim that he got cancer from eating pussy?
Yeah, yep. Yeah, he did.
I think he might have ran out of stories to tell on what.
Yeah. even if I get ass cancer, I'm using that.
Got ass cancer from eating too much pussy.
I ate so much pussy, my ass started bleeding.
Pucker to pucker sex.
Oh shit!
It's a cat's pussy, but nonetheless, bestiality callback.
No horseplay.
No horseplay. We just got the pool resurfacing. You're bringing a horse in here? It's okay.
It's that thing where like no, everyone just figured someone else okayed it.
Yeah.
So they let it happen.
Yeah. Or it's like when they decide that Air Bud can play on the football team. They're like, well, there's nothing here in the rules that says they can't do that.
Yeah.
So.
3 linesmen and just scratching their head with a book open. I guess so. Play ball.
He's in the game.
You would have thought after that horse kicking field goals, they would have changed the rule book. But
Gus.
Yeah, the NFL, but then the Basketball Association didn't look at, what if a monkey or a horse or an elephant wanted to play ball? How about a fucking giraffe? You just lob it up, or you get an ape. You get an ape to throw it to a giraffe. And then you just have 3 Jaggles on defense.
Oh, well.
That zoo team is unstoppable.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny.
And of course, elephant seals are cheerleaders.
Oh,
hey,
my.
Not to nitpick, but wasn't Gus a mule?
Yes.
I don't think he was.
Yeah, he was
he was
technically a horse.
Yeah. He kicked field goals, but I mean, he kicked somebody in the head, and they're going to get concussed. And I think that happened. I don't know.
Hey, he kicked Dick Butkus through the field goals.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, Dick Butkus broke through the line and blocked the field goal, but he kicked it so hard it hit him in the gut.
That explains his politics.
Yeah, he hit his head when he landed.
Dick Butkus got mule kicked. Okay, I guess I still like him, sort of.
Yeah. Well, you should have known Dick Butkus. There was something up there when he was selling the trash can cooker for the beach. Remember that thing? He's like, here, just buy this can and put some papers in it and start them on fire. Look, you can cook hamburgers on it. Just a can.
I remember that.
Yeah, black homeless guys going, what the fuck, man? I know about that. I did that.
You're gonna cook your food over burning trash. Like they just loaded like newspapers in there, like you said.
That's how Rocky got most of his theme music in the movies. Like start a paper fire in a dumpster, and then brothers or white guys just stand around there and harmonize.
What, like Boys to Men?
Do. Sorry, I just saw a Rocky movie. Actually, I think it was.
It sounds like 4, you didn't.
I don't remember the doo-wop scene from
the original, man. You got to go back to
he's got the director's cut.
You got to go back to Philly back in the day. Back when Adrian was still realistically a fucking, virgin, back before Paulie even looked at it twice.
Shit.
I saw the promos for that First Blood, or the new, not new, it's been out a while, but the Rambo movie. And I was like, there's no way I'll go see another Rambo or watch another Rambo movie. But he's after Mexicans.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, all right. It's worth, because it's so topical, it's a cartel, because they are coming over here and taking our jobs. With their big
Andy,
trucks.
saying someone's after Mexicans is a little different than after the cartel.
Well,
is
listen,
it though?
Mexicans is like a whole country of people.
Okay, then you let them out of the cages. I assume that's going to be a tough pick. Whoever wins.
The guy who has to actually open it up, like you're letting a fucking lion out in the wild after
I would do it like I
nursing it back to health.
Yeah, it's like when I caught raccoons back in the day, and then I would release them at Costco. I would get leather gloves on.
Wait, were you releasing raccoons at Costco to create a diversion so you could swing by the sample table and grab as many free lemon tarts as you could?
I just liked the area, and I felt like there was a lot of new homes coming in. It's like I was, they tell you to take them a certain distance away, but it was like, I'm going to Costco. Come on,
Well, that's a distance from your house.
Yeah, it's a distance.
I went to the second Costco, not the.
Well, but I mean, I would think would you rather go, just hang out near big new homes, and then
trash cans.
Yeah. I mean, it's like starting over. The bummer of it was I caught a family and relocated them separately. So I was basically
like the slave trade.
I was basically
like the Trump administration.
I was like, yeah. I caught, I took the mother away, and I took her, and then I caught 2 kids, and then another kid the next day, and they all went. I was like, hope that they would find each other or whatever. But I didn't take them all to the same place, so the odds.
I'm not going to make it easy. I hope they do it, but I'm not going to.
threw a wrench in the works.
Well, I considered that they might have, like the little ones might bone each other and make more or whatever. So I was like, You
didn't want to be responsible for a bunch of retarded raccoons running around the new substance.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was Dr. Moreau's his whole goal here was to create a super race of retarded of raccoons hanging dependent on the Costco garbage cans.
Yeah. Well, they don't. I mean, yeah. I just like the thing. Part of it was the one time I did it, it was kind of a thrill to see people. It's like watching bowling pins. Well, yeah. You just I let the raccoon out, close the gate, get rid of the gloves, and just watch kind of a little chaotic scene of people. They do. They do scurry.
Were you letting them loose in the parking lot of the Costco?
Yeah. At opening time, because it's about 10 o'clock. I mean, that's when they open at 10, so I wasn't going to get there, But there's a line, and the first time I did it, I thought it would go the other direction, and it just kind of runs towards the people, and it's fun. I kind of wish I had more access to them to do that. I can't say that I'd get tired of that if I just had a raccoon every day to take and release somewhere. It's like really
just one raccoon a day.
It's like
hey Andy, you got to be careful though, because a lot of people, when they turn their hobby into a job, they get sick of it.
Yeah,
right. That's why I didn't go to the chicken factory. They're like, you want to work on the chicken rendering production? I was like, what? No, what? For money? No, I couldn't do that. I kill chickens by neglect. That is actually sad but true. I've killed about 10 chickens, and all of it was unintentional, and I never ate any of it.
But you had chickens. You had chickens at one point, and you just forgot.
I killed 6 of them in transit.
You didn't even get them home?
No, it was a real mess. Yeah, I cooked them in a box, as it turned out. basically. Uh, yeah. So they call it, you're going to have the backyard chicken experiment. And that's what it was.
Urban
Because
chicken rancher.
I killed 5 on the way home, and then Jesus, the chicken, made it through the night. And then in the morning, he was dead. So I named him in hopes that, he would rise again. He did not. And then I decided, well, that didn't work out very well. I got this red light and this cage, and I guess, they needed breathing holes in the box. Live and learn. I mean me, not them. But I picked him out. That's the sad part for him, is I picked him out. I was like, oh, that one looks pretty cool. How about that one? The looking cool was a death sentence for the chickens.
Yeah.
try to look like everybody else, man.
Blend.
This ain't gonna end well. So I killed those, and then we got 4 full-size chickens. Like more.
That seems like cheating.
Yeah, well, they weren't vulnerable, and those guys did pretty good, but they're assholes, and I didn't like them because they fucked up a lot of shit, and they'd follow me everywhere in the yard. So I had 4 chickens. I'd go out to do some work in the yard, and I'd have 4 fucking chickens in a line behind me, and they don't, they're not like dogs. You can't treat them shitty and shame them. Say, get the fuck away, chickens. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't even know if they have ears. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Did you do any research?
It made me nervous, And I mean, freedom is not free, and they were free range during the day. And then at night, I would open a door, and then they would file in one, like I was a prison guard or something. Here they come, 4 in a row.
Sounds more like a Foghorn Leghorn cartoon than it does real life.
That's what chickens are supposed to do.
Yeah, what did you think you were getting?
I didn't think I was getting a posse.
Whenever you see more than one chicken, that's what they're doing. They're following each other.
I would not have adopted a flock posse. Hey, man, follow me. Like, I guess if you're a chicken, whatever I was doing was slightly more interesting.
Chickens are pretty cool because especially if they're friendly like that and they'll follow you around, you get you a thing of worms. I taught mine how to jump up and stand up on my arm and eat a worm, and they would just chill out like a hawk or something on my arm, but it was just a fucking big dumb chicken.
You had a trained chicken?
I had a few of them. They weren't trained,
Jesus
but they
Christ.
could.
No, it was like what Brett? What he's talking about?
How come you're not working the road more?
You can play a red lion
for like a mealworm or a grub or something.
Yeah.
Chaille got his trained chicken on a plane, and you can't even take yours on the
road.
I accidentally killed mine due to neglect.
Yeah, that's what happens. Well, one time I was out, and I remember doing the blow somewhere in town, hanging out, and going, I got to get home because if I don't close the chickens in, they're at risk. And I come home, and there was it was a murder scene, as best I could. I don't know. I think what happened is it grabbed Grace, and the other 3 just, stayed to themselves. Grace was executed on the fence line, just brutally, sadistically murdered by a raccoon. It might have been a hawk. It might have been one of them displaced raccoons. It was.
Could have been.
It would, and then one of them got plucked up from. We took a dog I put my dog Sydney, the original dog Sydney from the party.
Panamint party.
Naked jogging dog, and put her down, and my daughter we were going to get her cremated, and they said it's this amount for solo cremation, or you can get a group burn. And I'm like, oh, yeah, let's do the group burn, and then we'll get a whole bunch of dogs. My daughter felt like we needed to do an individual burn, So we were going to we paid for the individual burn, and they were going to burn it. And then we came home, and I think it was Thunder was missing. So there were 3 chickens now, and where's and then
Wait, Grace is gone, right?
Yeah, Grace is gone, and Thunder's missing. Okay. Thunder got rolled, but it got plucked from above because I found it, and it had like a couple of marks in its neck. I think it got plucked up above and then dropped by something. You don't do a lot of forensics, but I mean, it wasn't gutted, it wasn't eaten, but it was dead, and it had a couple of puncture wounds.
That could be a cat.
Vampire.
Yeah. Either way, but it was a bummer. But my dog, that dog Sydney, hated the chickens, and kind of drove her to madness, and probably led to her early death. She just banged her face against the window, and then this was what happened: is I had kind of a harmonious existence, and then I got them chickens, and they would lay an egg, and then they would announce it, and then my dog would go crazy, and then there was a bunch of fucking chickens, a dog going crazy, and then the neighbor up above would yell, "Knock it off! Shut up!" And it's fucking awful. And then that dog died, and it hated that chicken. And Thunder was the biggest fucking squawker of the group, and it was dead. And so I called the vet and said, "Could we get I was like, I'd like to add a chicken to the burn, if it's possible." And they said no. Like, we can't bring outside animals into.
They probably thought you over the fire.
It had to do with like I'm going to bring a contaminated chicken in to burn up with my dog, but I was like, well, shit, no sense letting it go to waste, and my dog will burn with the chicken that it hated, But we got, yeah, she's right here.
The chicken?
Oh, Riley. Oh no, actually she's gone. I got the cat ashes. She's been replaced with a lot of marijuana smoking pipes. Forgot where she is.
She would have wanted it that way.
Yeah.
If I could get the lid off of that one. My cat ashes, they gave them to me, and they're like glued on or something. I'm trying to smash it open, or it's going to be ugly whenever I get it open, but I don't want a fucking dead cat on my shelf.
Why do you need to open it?
Get rid of the cat ashes.
Well,
I'm not a hoarder. I don't have a shelfable collection of my dead animals. This is the squirrel I poisoned.
On the mantelpiece?
I keep the squirrel I poisoned in a jar on my mantle. Yeah.
As a warning to the other animals.
Right. Yeah. My brother Larry's technique. Hang a dead squirrel up and scare off the others.
Does that work?
Okay. I may have to go down and see Larry. My brother David cleaned up Larry's trailer, got rid of the rats, and he tried to connect the water line to the tweaker's house, and it led to a lot of arguing. And I guess the tweakers want Larry out and everything. But David thinks if we just stall it long enough, Larry will probably die in his trailer alone.
Wait him out.
I may go down there for a very special podcast with Larry before it's all over.
Take it, yeah.
I mean, that pacemaker's been asked to do a lot, and it doesn't have a lot to work with. You saw Larry on the drum. You can imagine what his pacemaker does.
You did tweet.
Yeah, I'll say.
Andy, you did tweet last week a picture of one of his broken glass, the shards.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Tabletop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Disturbing.
I don't know if we could merch those.
Yeah, we put that on here too.
I don't know how fast he could turn one of those out.
Well, before you get them ramped up into production, let's wait for the orders to roll in.
Right? Yeah. Individually handcrafted, and a lot of them have Larry's blood on them because, hey,
it's a signature.
The hummingbirds. I changed the color of the water.
Yeah, the best thing was it was supposed to look like a. Yeah.
Oh, I changed the color of the hummingbird feeder from piss yellow to red, and now they're hitting it. Apparently, hanging what looks like stagnant urine around tends to queer the birds off. Something I noticed.
Except for the kinky ones.
Yeah. Anyway, that brought it to a halt. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
That was so fucking
That's
sticky.
all right.
Hand cleaner. They're selling out a hand cleaner everywhere around town, and people are buying up water. Like I haven't heard anything from the coronavirus that I'm going to need gallons of water, but apparently some people believe
it's toilet paper, cleaning supplies, bleach, and those are the three things that are empty shelves in Seattle right now.
Yeah. Well, I got about 70 rolls of toilet paper, and I was told to go get more. I'm not doing it. I mean, I'm. I can't imagine being quarantined here. Fuck no, I'm going.
I gotta go out for toilet paper.
Free range.
Yeah. Yeah. You just gotta hop over the railing right there, dude.
Yeah. No, well, we still have an emergency ladder, fire escape ladder from the old place. But I can throw myself off of this one, and it does hurt. I could Johnny Rambo into the tree. I got like 3 branches I could ride down.
The real sharp branches will break my fall. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for Brian Dennehy to send me over the rail.
Shit. All right. Well, gentlemen, I think that's a good one. If you're out there and you want to come join us in Los Angeles and risk the coronavirus, we'll be at the Comedy Store on March 23rd at 8 o'clock. So come see us.
Hey, or if you want to win a chance to host the Unbookables for a full evening after party at your at least 5-bedroom house.
Friday and Saturday, I'll be with.
Go ahead.
I was going to say Friday and Saturday, Tracy and I will be with Doug Stanhope in Seattle at the Neptune Theater. There's still tickets available, I think, for either one of the shows, either Friday or Saturday. Tickets still available. And by the looks of the shelves in the Seattle area, I'm guessing some people are probably going to stay home from the gig. So chances are, check with the box office.
I just read that on. It said that Seattle's like a ghost town. Like there's,
Great.
yeah,
you can get around now.
Yeah, Lipsky can drive around. Lipsky can drive down a sidewalk and not even pump a citizen.
Oh, God damn it!
I'm gonna get so murdered.
Resubscribe to Chad's Twitch channel as well. And we will see you next time. I'm Brett Erickson. That's Greg Chaille and Chad Shank and Andy Andrist. See ya.